Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Friends, we have another switch up today. Today we have 5 stories out of the Entitledpeople subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is posted by Ginny Anthony Studios. Karen decides my age for driving. This happened earlier today and honestly I'm laughing my butt off. Cast, OP, me, my boyfriend BF, lady/entitled woman, Karen, mechanic/mechanic lady from the office, nice lady. I'm in my early 20s. I live by myself with my cat, my dog, and a few other critters. I'm short and have a baby face, which doesn't help. Like under 5 feet short. However, I work and have a great family, I have an updated driver's license, and I can reach the pedals. My boyfriend's car had been making some weird noises, so he took it to a mechanic yesterday. He forgot his house keys, and the place was already closed. Me, being the helpful girlfriend that I am, I told my boyfriend to call the mechanic tomorrow while he was at work and I would go and pick up his keys. While I'm at the mechanic, a lady walks in. This is our Karen. She looks me up and down. I should probably mention that I was wearing leggings, black Converse, a pink shirt that says trademark with flowers on it, and a black sweater. So this lady comes in, I'm just waiting patiently, and the mechanic hands me my boyfriend's house keys, and I say thank you, and I was about to leave. The lady there says, "You shouldn't be driving." I look at her confused. I thought she meant about it raining today, but I was so wrong. Sorry? "You're too young to drive," Karen says again. I'm old enough to drive. I try to leave. Karen tries to snatch my boyfriend's keys. I move them out of her reach. I guess she assumed they were my car keys. "You're too young to be driving. Where are your parents?" Karen is just glaring at me like I sinned in church. None of your business? I try to leave again and Karen holds the door closed. The mechanic comes in and a lady from the other office comes over to see what's going on. "You're too young to drive. I should know. I have kids your age." Well, I have a card that says otherwise. I need to go now. I try to leave again. Karen holds the door shut. At this point, this is where Karen says, "Someone call the police. She's obviously stole her parents' car." WTF? I'm just here to pick up something for my boyfriend. Leave me alone already. Karen looks at the other lady and the mechanic look at Karen like she's crazy. "Ma'am, she's not bothering you. She looks old enough to drive," the mechanic says. "No, she's not. I'm a mother and I know how old she is." Karen is yelling at this point. We saw her drive the car into the parking lot. She's old enough to drive. The nice lady from the office said. "No, she's not. Her parents are obviously somewhere." Karen keeps insisting I'm too young to drive. "Do you know her age?" the nice lady asked. Before I could answer, "She's obviously 12, Karen insisted. "Add 8 onto that? I'd like to leave sometime today." I was interrupted. "Stop lying," Karen yelled. "I'm leaving now. I have a dog and a cat to feed as well as a boyfriend, so thank you and bye." I said thanks to the nice lady and to the mechanic. "You're too young to drive." Karen is just yelling and threatening to call the cops. I push the door open while Karen wasn't paying attention and leave. Karen is yelling about how she could have fallen and I'm just a brat. The mechanic and the nice lady told Karen to leave. I dealt with some people asking, "Are you lost?" or "How old are you?" or "Where are your parents?" But I never thought that I'd have to deal with some lady claiming to know my age and then telling me about driving. Our next story is posted by Siren Song XDC. My roommate's girlfriend thinks I should be paying for them. So, for the record, I have no romantic feelings towards my male friend, but I think his girlfriend thinks I do. I've let him live with me for a while, but he up and moved his girlfriend in with us. While it's my place, I didn't really have anything against it at the time, but I hid my anger. He did it without asking me. But they're both kind of mooches, with her being 100% a mooch. Today they decided that they were going to order food for pickup. They ordered without asking me if I would pick up for them, but just told me to go pick it up because my car was fully de-iced. Okay, being nice, I go and do it. I get there, pick it up, but the restaurant said that they hadn't paid for the food, so I pay for it. Expect them to pay me back. I know what you're thinking at this point. You're probably wrong though. They ordered around $60 worth of food. So I get back and it turns out they did pay. The restaurant double charged by having them pay and then me pay. So they got on the phone with the restaurant and the bank to work out the refund. I told them that I wanted a refund as soon as they got it. Well, the girlfriend is screaming at me because why would I get their refund and why would I keep trying to hold money over their heads? Like seriously? She lives here rent-free and this was their stupid food. Her boyfriend took her side mildly by little statements like, "It's just $60, it's not a big deal. Well, we'll help you out later." I doubt that. I had to walk away from the stupidity. I sent her boyfriend a message that I want the refund and I want her out as soon as possible. He's not responded, but I don't hear her screaming, so I don't know if he's read it. If he has, he hasn't told her because I guarantee there'd be screaming right now. Update. My roommate's girlfriend thinks that I should be paying for them. I know only 2 people asked for an update, but I'm gonna go ahead and post. I waited a few days until everything settled down. To clarify, I own the house, and he's living in my house and moved his girlfriend in without asking about a month ago. I caught him the other day after posting to talk to him about it, and the short of it is, she's going to have to adhere to some rules or be kicked out, and he really doesn't have a say in it. He was pretty defeated about the whole thing, so I approached his girlfriend alone to talk to her about her behavior, and of course, to give me my freaking money. So her first response was to tell me that I couldn't tell her what to do, and that her boyfriend wouldn't kick her out. I told her it wasn't his house, and it was my house, so one suspicion was confirmed. She believed it was his house and that I was his live-in guest or something, but humbled she was not. She kept yelling at me for holding money over her head. The only money being held over her head was the $60 she owed me, that she hadn't been charged any money for bills, and that she and her boyfriend hadn't even paid rent or anything other than him paying for half the electric/water. So I reminded her that I am not her boyfriend or her parents, and that I do not have a responsibility to take care of a woman who was older than me. So she wouldn't back down, and thought that she had rights, because she had been living there, so she thought she was a tenant. I had to formally evict her. Well, she has no proof of tenancy. I let her know that I could easily call the cops and have her trespassed. She and her boyfriend would tell the cops the truth. That didn't happen. They had a talk, and I went to go do my own thing. A couple of hours later, she left screaming something out loud. It was indiscernible. So speaking to him about it, I got his side of the conversation. She wanted him to buy a house. It would be their own house. If he bought it, they aren't married, he would own it, not them. Then it turned into an argument where she shamed him for not owning a house and not owning his house yet. And he asked her to just be more considerate about not invading spaces that weren't theirs and stop trying to pick fights, is where I guess she draws the line, because she left screaming, and that was the part that I heard when she left slamming the door. Afterwards, I told him I didn't mind if he stayed here, but she was not welcome back, ever. I needed the key that he made her back ASAP, or he needed to change the locks. He swears that he didn't give her a key, so I'm not sure I'm covered there. But he talked to her over the phone, and they're taking a break, but she won't be allowed back here. So I think he'll either decide to move out on his own or break up with her if he thinks that she's worth it. Personally, I don't think so. And I still haven't gotten $60 back. Oh well. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comment section down below. Our next story is posted by Pennywise1235. Crazy Karen doesn't like that I smoke cigars in my own vehicle, tries to grab one out of my mouth, and gets what she deserves. People have lost the last bit of sanity during these troubling times. Okay, so as the title states, I smoke cigars. Mostly cheap factory rejects, but occasionally a good one too. I do not smoke in my house or around other people, as I know a very select group of people who enjoy that particular aroma. Other point to note here, I drive my youngest to and from school, which is less than a mile away, seeing as the weather in my neck of the woods is bipolar at best. So setting, yesterday afternoon, I parked way outside the school zone in a line to pick up kids, probably a block away in a residential neighborhood. I drive a big truck with a loud exhaust system. Players. Me is me, K is Karen, P is school principal. I'm in the line of vehicles, engine off, and I'm listening to a good book on Audible, smoking the last bit of a good cigar. For those of you who don't know, a cigar can be set down and refreshed if need be. Also, I never smoke on school grounds, and I always have it out before my kid gets into the truck. It's my truck and no one else drives it, so I don't mind the smell of tobacco, and I also have a bottle of Febreze I use every couple of days. Anyway, about 5 minutes later, I see a woman get out of her car and begin to approach me. I watched her walk up, past two of the vehicles behind me, and head my way. She has the typical Karen look, hair, clothes, way too much makeup, and the like. She comes right up to my window and just stands there looking at me. I rolled my window down all the way and asking her if she needed anything. The dialogue is as follows. Kay, what the hell do you think you're doing? Me. Excuse me? Kay. You're smoking the pot. Yes, she called it the pot. On school grounds. You should be ashamed of yourself. Me. What the hell are you talking about? Karen. I could see it in your hand and smell it. Me. Well, obviously you can't smell it because it's a cigar. Karen. I don't think so. I'm calling the police. Me. Knock yourself out, you dumb witch. After her brain short-circuited from being called a dumb witch, she tried to open my door, which was locked, and she tried to reach in my window and tried to grab the cigar out of my mouth. Life has taught us all from a very young age that fire is hot, and things that burn from fire are also hot. But physics never seemed to be in the forefront of these morons. So she immediately burned her hand on the cigar and jumped back screaming that I did it on purpose. I started laughing because it was funny. She then tried the door again and I obliged by opening it as hard as I could, which knocked her back onto her butt, which made me laugh even more. Karen, you jerk. I'm going to report you for assault. I'm going to get you and your idiot child kicked out of here. Me. Yeah, whatever, Karen. Go back to your car before you have a heart attack. She walked back to her car, all the while yelling obscenities. I made sure to keep an eye on her in my rearview mirror until we got closer to school. Now, the school principal is always outside directing traffic between the parents and the school buses. He and I know each other because being in a northern state, being fans of University of Miami is not something you see a lot out here. So we've talked about football and other stuff about the school. God, that was a disappointing season. So he knows me a little, but my truck is unique in size, color, and exhaust. As I'm waiting to pull up to the place where I pick up my kid, I see Karen park, get out, and head directly to the principal. She made sure to walk by me and give me a dirty look like I guess that was supposed to intimidate me or something. Spoiler alert, it didn't. She gave the principal an earful. I couldn't quite hear what she said, but made sure to be as dramatic as possible, possibly telling him that I'm a drug addict and a child botherer and all that. The principal is doing his best to direct traffic and put up with her BS. I'm assuming said something to placate her because she walked away all smug again and made sure to walk by me so that I could see her crap-eating grin. I smiled back and shot her the bird. Petty, yes, but in for a penny and all that. So I pulled up and my kid got in, and as far as I figured, the principal came over to talk to me. Principal, did you really put a blunt out on her hand and slam your door into her head? Me. That's so stupid. I don't even know where to start. First, she reached into my vehicle and tried to get a cigar out of my mouth and burned her hand like the idiot she is. Second, she tried to open my door not once, not twice, so I obliged her the second time. Third, if I opened the door as hard as I could into her head, she'd still be knocked out on the road. If her big butt got bruised along with her ego, that's tough. The principal sighed. Yeah, that's what I thought happened. Just do me a favor and don't retaliate. I don't need another headache. Me. No worries from me, man. Just here to pick up my kid. Go Canes. My kid put up the U symbol and we drove away, and that's it. I'll be picking up my kid later today again, so hopefully there's no repeat of this nonsense. Our final story today is posted by 5 Frog Margin. You can pick it up at the police station. No, not that police station. I'm new to this sub, and I realize I have an old petty revenge story that you might appreciate. Almost 10 years ago, I saw someone lose their smartphone in real time. I was driving behind her and I saw it fly off the top of her car on a busy one-lane highway. It was a little dangerous, but I pulled over and waited for a break in the traffic and darted out to grab the phone. It was miraculously unharmed. Her background picture showed a 20-ish redhead and her boyfriend who kind of looked like a crappier version of FaZe Banks. I kept driving around doing my errands until her phone rang about 30 to 40 minutes later. I told her where she could pick up her phone and that it had flown off her roof, how I retrieved it, and I mentioned that she must have put it up there while she was getting gas or something. Her response? Okay, could you bring it here to me in my town? 30 minutes away, please. I work at pizza joint. That's nowhere near me. I'm in my town. You can pick it up here. I can meet you at the Dunkin' Donuts. Annoyed, I can't drive all the way to your town. I don't know your town. Let's just meet halfway at Popular Restaurant. That is not even remotely halfway. Popular Restaurant is still in your town. Wanna just pick it up later? Ugh, I don't have time for this. She puts her boyfriend on the phone. Boyfriend, dude, what's your problem? Give her back her phone already. This went on for a few minutes, boyfriend getting tougher and tougher. I have zero tolerance for crappy behavior, so I hung up on them and shut off the phone. I was going to visit my grandfather the next day, so I kept the phone with me until then. When I got to my granddad's town, 2 hours away, I turned the phone on and called the girl's father. I told him everything. He was very apologetic, and I'm guessing it wasn't his first rodeo. I told him due to her rudeness and her boyfriend's thinly veiled threats that the phone can now be picked up at the local police station in my granddad's hometown. Her dad's response? Looks like she's gonna have a 3-hour drive both ways this weekend. Sorry again. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.